is going on, everybody? Can't wait for today's show because, oh my goodness, the amount of fights that were made this year is hands down the best year in boxing, bar none, in terms of fights being made. Let's go ahead and switch over.
Ladies and gentlemen.
And we're already starting with Michael Bugfoot.
Let's get
you
ready
jumping the gun. You jumping the
We're
going to give you this, Michael, and you jumping the gun. You jumping the gun. Hashim 47, of course, we got to start it off with the Let's Go champ from Hashim 47, the legend Hashim 47. But today, by the way, guys, hold on. We already started off hot. With Adrian Doan's $10 super chat. Cherry on top for the year. Cherry on top. This is literally everything I wanted for the year. Everything I wanted for the year, we got it. This was the last thing that I asked for. When I was praying to the boxing gods, I said, just give me Tyson Fury. I know we getting Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua in the background. Just give me Tyson Fury and Usyk, and I will be happy. I know that I've been greedy this year because I've gotten everything I wanted. But please, just give me this fight, and I'll never ask for another fight ever again. I'm lying, of course. I'm going to be asking for fights. But this year, we lit. We don't need nothing else, but we still got a little bit more. We still got fights we didn't even know we were going to get, and we're going to talk about that here. And by the way, $10 super chat gets you the Tyson Fury. And that was the fight where Tyson Fury and Usyk were face-to-face, by the way. After the fight, they were face-to-face in that one. Beautiful. Thank you so much, Adrian Doans, for the $10 super chat. Just because it's Tyson Fury and it's you, Adrian Doans, we're going to celebrate that just one more time. Let's celebrate that just one more time. Thank you so much. $10 super chat. By the way, guys, can't ask me any questions on Undisputed. I am the content manager for that game. So you have to get all your questions are answered on our socials. Communicate with us on the socials. That's the only platform where I can talk about that game. Here, we talk about in real life boxing or other boxing games or other combat sports games like UFC 5. But not Undisputed. Just putting that out there. I've already seen a question for Undisputed. Asian Boy XX1. Not to shun you, just giving you the lowdown on that. All right. I'll believe it once Fury and Usyk is in the ring. Fury can still back out like Frank. Yeah, 100% he could back out. But now Usyk and Fury both retweeted the fight being signed. It's both been retweeted by both Fury and Usyk. So it went from it's signed to it's official. Because as long for me, when we get it from Michael Benson or Mike Coppinger, this is something. This is something real, but it ain't official. Once the promoters of the fighters, they do it themselves, especially if both fighters do it on each end, then the fight is automatically official. First of all, this kind of poops on the whole Ngannou fight. Like, are numbers coming in that the Ngannou fight ain't doing what it's supposed to be doing or something? I don't know, man, because if the numbers was coming in for the Ngannou fight and Ngannou was doing his thing, I think maybe Tyson Fury would not have gone into this situation with the Usyk fight. But I don't know if there's the correct buzz is behind this Ngannou fight. We might be, collectively as fans, we might be kind of burnt out with the whole MMA fighter. Because when Floyd did it, we didn't know what to expect. We didn't really know too much to, like, is it possible? Is it not possible? But now that Jake Paul has saturated that market where it's like, if they can't beat Jake Paul, like, we know that they're not going to beat Tyson Fury. It's not even a question anymore. We see it. It doesn't transition over well. So maybe because of that, there isn't the initial, like, the buzz that they maybe were expecting. And then probably Fury has pivoted to, okay, well, let's do the fight. Let's do this big fight, and then that'll be my retirement fight. That is possible. If Fury fights Usyk, he don't got to do anything else. Replicate Moth. What is up, brother? What's going on? Thank you for joining the live show. We are on live, episode 63. We are not stopping. We're going until episode 100. And then at 100, we're going to see what we keep doing. But we probably going to keep the show going, obviously. That is all up to y'all. Make sure y'all subscribing. Make sure y'all hitting the like. Make sure y'all sharing the videos so we could grow the channel. Let me get a little bit of this seltzer water. Oh, man, this is so good. I love it. Super bubbly. Love it, love it. All right, there's another fight. Oh, David Morales. My fault, brother. I almost forgot. David Morales, what's going on, brother? How you doing? So there's another fight that has been signed, sealed, and delivered. You guys know this, right? David Benavidez versus Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Yes. November 9th, I believe. November 9th is going to be David Benavidez versus Boo Boo Andrade. It's a wrap city. It's a wrap. This year there's no touching this. I don't care. You could go back 100 years. You're not touching this year. I was talking about modern boxing. Forget it. Forget it. Forget it. This is the best year. November 25th. Thank you, Hashim. This is the best year, period, when it comes to boxing. Period. Nothing even comes close. You mean to tell me, y'all ready for this? You mean to tell me we got Lomachenko versus Devin Haney, Tank versus Ryan Garcia, what else? What other stuff we got? We got Canelo versus Jermell Charlo, undisputed versus undisputed. We got Crawford versus Spence, which was the big one, the big head honcho. We now have Tyson Fury versus Usyk. We possibly also have Deontay Wilder versus Anthony Joshua. We have David Benavidez versus Boo Boo Andrade. We have Inoue versus Fulton. Are you kidding me right now? Are you kidding me right now? These are fights that's not supposed to happen. You get lucky if two of these happen in a year. This is our most spoiled year in boxing history. Most spoiled year in boxing history. It's crazy. We killing it. We killing it. As fans, we killing it. Now we got Boo Boo Andrade versus. Come on, man. It's too good. It's too good. No one is topping. No year. I feel sorry for next year because we're gonna have what we gonna have? We're gonna have a nostalgia bias after this year. Every year we're gonna be like, damn. It's a good year, man, but it ain't like 2023, man. Remember 2023? It's gonna be 2034, and we're gonna be like, damn, man. You remember how 2023 had like every fight imaginable, like every super fight that you could think of? They just did it all in 2023. Damn, man. We got like 2 super fights this year, man. But yo, 2045, man, don't hit like 2023, man. That year was crazy. We in the middle of that right now. We're in the middle of that right now. Hold on. About time Andre fought someone. I mean, hey, look, Andre was kind of avoided. He was low risk, low reward. But I feel like Benavidez is the most. I'm not gonna avoid a fighter. So Benavidez is gonna fight Boo Boo Andre. I do think that Benavidez is gonna win this fight. I think he's going to pile on a crazy attack, and it's going to be too difficult for Boo Boo Andrade to adjust. His style, Benavidez' style, is just way too weird and awkward. Yet he's also super fast for the division. So he's weird, he's awkward, he's squared up, right? So there's really no escape. When somebody's squared up, you can't escape anywhere. The left, he got it. He is too close to you. The right is too close to you. There's really no escape. And he's fast on top of that, and he has combinations, and he has one of the best punch placements in the business. It's going to be too difficult for Boo Boo Andrade. I do understand that Boo Boo Andrade has skills, and he's good. He moves around in the ring. He's smart, but it's not going to be enough to overcome. Just like how Caleb Plant is also skilled and smart and moves around in the ring, but it wasn't enough to overcome the pressure the insane pressure that comes from David Benavidez. So I do see David Benavidez beating Boo Boo Andre. Anthony Murchison. What's going on, brother? Yeah, Inoue Fulton. Man, this is the craziest year, bro. And Inoue Fulton happened in the same week as Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. It's like, how is this possible? There's too many great fights. Mostly on PBC, but Showtime going out of business. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is, Geddon's Gaming Corner is not so much Showtime, right, is merged with Paramount. Paramount owns Showtime. Showtime is not competing with other boxing organizations to remain an asset to Paramount. Showtime Boxing is competing with Paramount Pictures, all the Paramount stuff, all of their shows, all their reality shows, and they're looking at the numbers. They're not looking at Showtime and saying, wow, Showtime, you're doing so great in the realm of boxing. They're like, how good are you doing where we're not losing money in our catalog? So, again, you can't look at it like, oh, they're just comparing themselves with other boxing organizations or other boxing networks. They're not. They're comparing it directly with their own catalog. And if you were to be, even if you didn't know how their catalog was working, we know, or what the money that they're making, we know that they're probably not breaking even on boxing because it's tough. It is really tough. These super fights come once in a blue. It's tough to really do well when it comes to boxing. And Paramount might just not care that much. The same way HBO did not care that much about HBO boxing and then just cut it. David Morales, yeah, this has been a good year for boxing, and yet I still want more. What more do you want? What more do you want from this year? I mean, we're getting a possible rematch of Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence Jr., although not many people want that. I think I've seen a bunch of polls made by a bunch of people, and most people do not want the rematch. It's still cool that we get it twice, right? It's so nice we get it twice, even though we saw it the first time and it was a one-sided affair. But it's so nice we're gonna get it twice, and it's all gonna happen in this year. It's all gonna happen in this year. And Tank, unfortunately, it's probably gonna be January. Tank's fight is gonna probably be January, February, whenever that is. But he's also going to have a super fight or a big fight. Possibly, we did process of elimination here, and it's more than likely or possibly going to be Teofimo Lopez. That's going to be fire if they fight. It's just bangers after bangers after. I told you, all it took was for us to get that Tank versus Ryan Garcia fight over the 1 million mark. And then everyone now is chasing that. And for Crawford and Errol Spence to do 750,000, even though people think it's not a success because it didn't do 1 million, that's still successful in the vein of both Crawford and Errol Spence to get by themselves. We're doing 150,000, 120,000, maybe 200,000. I think Errol Spence peaked at like 300 something thousand, but together they did 700 and something and 50,000. That's crazy. That means super fights have a selling point behind them where casuals are now more informed than they were before, and they're willing to watch these fights. That's the reason why when Tank and Ryan popped, we got the immediately after that, we got the Terrence Crawford versus Errol Spence fight. After that happened, we're just getting fights after fights after fights after fights. And it's looking like Fury maybe is not going to make the money where he thinks he's going to be making with the Ngannou fight, and he's going to be fighting now Usyk, which is a great fight. This is literally, I want to say, my top 3, maybe number 2 a fight that I want to see more than any other fight. I think I want to see Crawford versus Canelo more than anything. But I definitely, probably number 2 is Usyk versus Tyson Fury. Come on, man. That's just too good. I really thought, I was so, I thought that Fury was going to retire maybe after fighting John Jones and Ngannou or whatever, and just vacate the WBC belt, and then there would have not been a lineal fight for undisputed. It would have just been a vacant belt. And that would have hurt so much. That would have hurt so much because it's like, bro, like I wanted it to happen where it was really like someone solidified the win. Somebody made that win solid. Either Usyk beat Fury or Fury beat Usyk. But man, this is just gonna be amazing. But it also shows how much like there's no expecting that Ngannou's gonna win. This is 100% a circus show, and they proved it by signing a fight like without even waiting to see if Ngannou. What if Ngannou wins? Now it got to be Ngannou versus Usyk, even though either way Fury will keep the titles, but that will have a sour taste in a lot of people's mouths if Ngannou wins and then Fury goes on and has a fight with Usyk. Andre really about to have a boo-boo after that night. Benavidez for the win. Yeah, that's true. Oh, I'm not, but PBC haters are. Good points. Yeah. I don't like when people hate on the PBC, especially when they're like, yeah, you're gonna go out of business, ha. It's like, bro, calm down. Do you think that helps in any way if PBC or Showtime boxing goes out of business? Heck no. Plus, I don't even know what you celebrating, because when you really look at it, Showtime boxing within the boxing world, within the boxing marketing and boxing landscape, they're putting the best shows out of everybody. They're putting on the best shows out of everybody. They are. They 100% are. So it's like, that's the ones you want them to go out of business. The ones that are giving us the Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence. The ones that are giving us Jermell Charlo and Canelo. The ones that will possibly give us the winner of that fight with Crawford. I mean, give me a break, bro. Like, that's no. And even if it was another company, but less with Showtime, considering how massive they are for us. But even if it was another company, you still don't want that to happen, because the more companies we have, the more competition it breeds. So we need that competition so that we can get the best fights. The only reason you think Showtime is putting on all these crazy fights and fighting to sign Canelo to make sure that they could get a Benavidez fight down the line and a Terrence Crawford, Errol Spence, you think that they doing all of that because they just like spending money, or you think that they trying to be competitive against their competitors? They say it all the time. They go on that podium. Steven Espinoza goes on that podium and says, hey, we keep putting on the best shows. We've been putting on the best shows of the year, the biggest shows of the year in boxing, right here on Showtime Sports, right here on Showtime Boxing. And he's right. He's right. He's not lying there. So they're doing it to when he says that, it's a warning cry or a warning signal to his competitors. Hey, you're not doing it bigger than we doing it here at Showtime. And why is he even saying that? Because they're pushing to do these things to compete and be at the top against the other boxing companies. If they weren't doing this, they probably would have been snipped a long time ago by Paramount Plus. We got Poe in the house. What's going on, brother? David Morales. Honestly, I like to see Wilder versus Joshua. Man, I would love that fight. And I think that fight is in the works. They are talking about that fight happening. The heavyweight division has been the most disappointing until the Fury versus Usyk fight was signed. Yeah, 100%. Now that they signed the Fury versus Usyk fight, like, things changed. My whole perception of life has changed. I literally was thinking, like, I was like, yep. I hung my hat on even the thought that we were going to get a true undisputed fight between Fury and Usyk. I hung my hat. I was like, yeah, it's more likely we're not going to have it. He's talking about John Jones next, and he wants to fight Ngannou. And when he was asked, hey, what do you think about Undisputed? He was like, road to Undisputed. Y'all the ones that want that. I don't want that. So I'm like, word, damn, bro. So you really don't even care. Like, you just don't want to fight anymore. Like, you're retired. You're retired right now, and you're having fun fights right now. That's what you're doing. Okay, cool. And then for that to just out of the blue, Mike Coppinger just reports that they had. It's not that they're working on a contract or they're trying to finalize the deals or finalize the location. No, signed. And then posted by both of them. Usyk and Fury, we got the fight. We got the fight. The fight is, and it's going to be in Saudi Arabia. I think Saudi Arabia is the cheat code for a lot of these boxers because Saudi Arabia is willing to fork out the cash because they got it. They got it like that. So even if it's not a big event, if it's a small event, they can fork out the cash. So they're definitely forking out the cash for a big event like this for both fighters, 100%. That's the cheat code, fighters. Just take your fight to Saudi Arabia. They love to host it, and they're going to pay you an absurd amount of money because they got money up the wazoo. And on top of the fact that they got money up the wazoo, they're going to give you the fight don't even got to be as appealing towards the money that they're willing to give you. And they don't even look at that as a loss. They look at that as marketing for Saudi Arabia. That's all that, hey, look, we paid for some marketing for Saudi Arabia, so we willing to, that if we lose the money, we lose the money. If we make money, cool, whatever. It's all good. So Saudi Arabia, the cheat code right now for boxers. People stealing fights illegally is killing boxing. Yeah, man. But even in, like that's why when I think about Tank versus Ryan, if I adjusted for piracy increase, right? Like if you adjusted for piracy increase, they probably did like 2.5 million, 2.8 million pay-per-view buys. If you adjust for piracy, right? For the increase in piracy since back in the days when pay-per-view was more powerful with boxing. So yeah, 100% is killing boxing, and that's a difficult thing that they have to overcome. They have to find better ways, I guess. People are just going to pirate these fights. All we could do as boxing fans, and I ask that you guys do this as well, know the fights that you want to watch and vote for those fights with your wallet. So if you want to see Canelo versus Crawford, vote for it with your wallet. If you want to see Fury versus Usyk, vote for it with your wallet so that we as fight fans keep getting these fights. We voted for Crawford and Errol Spence. We voted for Tank and Ryan. And now we're getting all these fights because we voted for those fights. Believe it or not, those fights and how good they did was a way for, because you got to always be pitching the bottom line to your executives. If you like, yo, look what we just did. Terrence Crawford was only doing this much and Errol Spence was only doing this much on their own. They fought together and they more than tripled what they do. So look, we could make money with super fights. Super fights can sell. So the money that we're willing to pay this guy and this guy is worth it because it transforms the fight into a super fight. People want to watch it. So guys, please, 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 when you want the fight, like if you don't want the fight, I get it. If you don't care for the fight, I get it. But if you care for the fight, please buy it because that's the way you let them know, hey, this is what we want. And then they prepare the next fight. If you only thinking about right now, watching this fight right now, and you're not actually putting your money in there, you're killing the fights of the future. The Fury versus Usyk may have never happened if, like, who knows? Whatever the scenario is, maybe the Ngannou fight didn't get the credit or doesn't have the buzz behind it that it's supposed to have for them, right? For what they thought it would do because of the whole crossover with MMA and all that stuff. Maybe it didn't, and that's a good thing, right? Maybe they saw all of how everything is happening with the numbers, and they're like, look, super fights are where it's at. The money is not in fighting MMA fighters anymore. It's getting saturated because of the whole Jake Paul situation. We got to do super fights. So you have a super fight that can be made if you fight Usyk. These are the numbers that we could put on the table. This is the contract that we could write up. You could get more money for this than for this. And he probably was like, all right, screw it, man. Let's go with the money. We have that control. Collectively, we have that control. We just have to vote with our wallets. Please do not pirate Fury versus Usyk. Even if you don't like Fury, even if you don't like Usyk, that's a super fight. This will be the first undisputed heavyweight champion in the four-belt era since 2001 with Lennox Lewis. Do you understand that? And the reason that this was like this for a long time was because the Klitschko brothers were not willing to fight each other. So that caused the impossibility of Vitaly had 2 of them and Vladimir had 2. So it was impossible to do the Undisputed. And they didn't care to do Undisputed because they were never going to fight each other no matter what. So they basically held the heavyweight division hostage. Now it's not held hostage, and we are 1 fight away from This is undisputed year, bro. We got Canelo versus Jamel, undisputed versus undisputed. We got Crawford, Errol Spence, undisputed at 147, and now we got heavyweight undisputed, and we have Inoue. Inoue could possibly become undisputed as well. Like, it's crazy how much undisputed fights and craziness we got going on. There's a lot of stuff in boxing, man. There's a lot of stuff in boxing now. I'm happy. When are they fighting? They are scheduled to fight either December, I believe it said December 23rd or sometime in January. Either December 23rd or January. I think they're going to scope out if it makes sense to do it a few days before Christmas, or if it makes sense to just wait it out and go to next year, because there are a lot of pay-per-views in this year as well. So there's probably some speculation on what's going to happen. But 2023 is just insane. It's insane. And then the Benavidez fight was, and that's all coming from Showtime too. David Benavidez versus Boo Boo Andre, that's Showtime. And let's not forget, people are not talking about this enough either. The Canelo versus Jamel Charlo undercard is stacked. That undercard is stacked. We got Ugas versus Mario Barrios. We got Lubin versus Ramos, I think Ramos Jr. We got Lubin. So Erickson Lubin is fighting, Ugas is fighting, Mario Barrios is fighting. All on the undercard. All on the undercard of Canelo versus Jamel Charlo. They had the weigh-in today. It was beautiful. It was beautiful. No craziness. Nobody getting pushed or shoved or nothing. But it's beautiful. It looked like a lot of people there too. I don't know. Maybe these reports of the buzz not being as crazy as it is supposed to be or whatever. Maybe they might be off, because there was a lot of people in there. There was like a sea of people. There was basically like 85% Canelo fans, but it was a lot of people there. So we're gonna wait and see what the numbers are. I'm hoping the numbers are good. I'm suspecting that it's gonna be better than his numbers with John Ryder. But I'm hoping that the numbers are really, really good. And I'm talking about really good. Like, they could shoot into that 700, into that 800, into that even 900, and maybe even 1 million mark. But we'll have to wait and see what happens with this fight. I cannot wait. Oh, yeah, let's not forget. Yeah, you're right, Prince. Haney versus Prograis, that's big too. And Bam Bam versus Sonny Edwards, that's another big one. It's killers, bro. It's killer fights in 2023. Ain't nobody topping 2020. I don't care what they could. We ran out of super fights. So 2024 is gonna already be a downhill climb. It's gonna be an uphill climb for 2024 to compete with 2023. 2023 is the most lit year, bro. It's the most. I think, you know what it is? Everything is in full swing now, right? Because we just got off of the whole pandemic from 2020, but 2021 was kind of like post-pandemic, and 2022, we kind of now testing the waters. Everybody is now feeling more comfortable, and now 2023 is where you just explode and you're back to normal. So it was basically like a tsunami, right? Everything just got sucked back, because no one could attend these events, and it was not, even when you could attend, people still had like the residual effects of the pandemic and not going out or whatever. Now it's like the tsunami comes back, because they're flooding everything with fights that they probably wanted to do back then, super fights they wanted to do back then. I mean, we almost had this dude versus Devin Haney until Shakur versus Devin Haney until Devin Haney moved up to 140. So it would have been even more lit, like if that would have happened. But regardless, it's still a fire year, right? It's still a fire year. Now we got Benavidez versus Andre and Fury versus Usyk. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm late, but I made it. Of course, ASAP TV, glad Fury and Usyk finally fighting. Not just them. Boo Boo and Benavidez is happening as well. 2023, the year of undisputed. Yeah, it is the year. I mean, it's the first time we ever crowned a multi-divisional undisputed champion. It is the first time we have an undisputed versus undisputed in the 4-belt era happening. And it could happen again because whoever wins that fight, we're going to get maybe the winner between Errol Spence versus Terence Crawford, the rematch. So that's going to be a big deal. We getting fed with these fights. Yeah, 100%. Oh, and what's up? What's going on, Fire? Just saw the live stream. What's going on, Fire? Welcome to the live stream. We are on episode 63 right now, talking about the crazy Christmas of 2023 for boxing fans. Hands down, the best year. I don't want to hear it. When is Bam Bam versus Edwards fight? Rodriguez, December 16th. There you go. Yeah, December 16th. Bam Bam Rodriguez versus Sonny. I didn't even think that fight was going to be made for a while, and then they finally locked it in, and I was just through the moon. I can't wait for that fight. I can't wait for Usyk Fury. I can't wait for tomorrow. I'm actually, like, maybe it wasn't that much of a buzz going into it, but with the weigh-in and everything and seeing everything and knowing, like, oh, it's going to be Canelo versus Jamel. It's undisputed versus undisputed. It's the ramification of who the Crawford is going to fight next, right? So, I don't know, man. I'm hyped. And we get to see if my prediction streak moves on to 9 predictions in a row, right? We trying to get to 9 predictions in a row. Let's go. We're going to be in like 2050, like, damn, the 20s were something, right? Yo, I'm telling you, bro, it's going to be 2042, and they're going to have like 2 super fights with like some kid named Super Sanchez, and they not born yet. They not born yet. The 2 super fights that are gonna happen, they haven't been born yet, right? And then it's gonna be 2044, and we're gonna be like, damn, man, this is good because we got that fight, and we might get this fight, man. Those 2, you know, forget about it. If this guy hits him with his left hook, it's over. But this guy's boxing skills is crazy. We're going to get both of those fights, but it's not like 2023, bro. If you remember 2023, bro, like we had like 8-9 fights, and they were all super fights. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. Ah, man, I'm too hype right now. I am too hype right now. Let's talk about these young fighters who really could be carrying the back of the 20s and early 30s. Pacheco, Shakur, Hitchens, Haney, Booth, Zayas, yeah, Vargas, and Bam Bam. 100%. 100%, man. Carrying, yeah, of the early 20s and 30s, yeah. I mean, I'm telling you, in 2044 is going to be people that none of these people, right? They've already established their careers by that time. And Benavidez and Tio. Yeah, Tio's young. Tio's super young. The last press conference for Canelo Charlo was good. Got me excited too. Yeah, 100%, man. Press conference got me excited. 100%. I can't wait. And then also the weigh-in, just seeing that many people there, like when they do it outside like that, it's because there's a lot of heads. Seeing that many people, it just is something that's I don't know, is a spectacular feeling. The grandeur feeling of the whole event, it really culminates in that moment and catapults you into the fight itself. I live for those kind of things, like those weigh-ins and stuff. I live for that stuff, man. So that alone got me like double the hype that I was hyped, right? Because I'm a boxing fan. I want to see Canelo and Jamel Charlo, but I want everybody else to want to see it. So when I see something like that, it makes me feel like everyone else wants to see it. And that gets me excited because I want a lot of people watching this fight. So I can't wait, man. I can't wait. My prediction still stands, right? Nothing of these press conferences are going to change my mind because I don't base it off of like, oh, he looks nervous, and oh, he looks shorter, or he looks bigger now, or he took his shirt off and now he looked like he's not that strong, and he looked like none of that stuff phases me because what I'm paying attention to is before even all of the bells and whistles with the marketing push for the fight, right? What I look at is the way they fight, their years, their history of how they perform in the ring, and also how they perform under the bright lights, right? Canelo's used to the bright lights. Jermell, he's not used to lights being this bright. This is a really big moment, and you really start to feel that when you look out and you see a sea of people, when before it was just press and a few people in like a small kind of like auditorium, right? Now you're like outside. They had to build a canopy and all these different things and a stage and stuff to accommodate the amount of people that were coming out to watch the weigh-in. You start to see that sea of people and it hits you like, we not in Kansas no more. Like, we are in a big fight where all eyes are on me. So will that be too much for Jermell Charlo? Or will he be able to overcome that? Very few people are able to overcome that, right? That light is so bright that it just kills a lot of people in that ring. It's like a deer in the headlight situation. No joke, where they just too nervous to do something wrong, therefore they do nothing at all, while the other person is so confident because they've been there before that it's just like another day at the office. So when somebody's feeling like he's just at another day at the office and you're feeling like, well, I don't know, what if I get countered? What if and you're too in your head because you don't want to be embarrassed and you don't know what you're like, what's the right thing to do? Is this person, he's a superstar? Is it because he's this good? Is he really this good? How do I, like, what if I lose to him badly? Like, should I just go out on my shield? I don't want to get knocked out, but that keeps me from throwing punches. There's a lot of things that go into the psychology of somebody, just, you know, the fear of getting on a big stage in boxing. Floyd Mayweather was able to overcome it, right? Terrence Crawford able to overcome it. A lot of people, Oscar De La Hoya, able to overcome it. Even that could be argued because he's lost a lot of his big fights, but I don't know, he's been there a lot, right? He's been there a lot, and some of his fights you could argue that it could have gone either way. But yeah, it's very few and far between on people that don't get kind of that deer in the headlight situation. If I look at Jermell, there's people saying that he appears to be nervous. When I see it, I just see somebody who's relaxed and calm. I don't see somebody who's nervous. But being relaxed and calm could be a sign of nervousness, right? If it's not in your character to be relaxed and calm. But personally, to me, he may be thinking, well, the fight is selling itself. That's Canelo over there. I don't got to say nothing. Let me just sit back. Let me relax. Let me leave the energy all in the ring and just keep myself composed up until that point. So that's probably what's happening. But like I said, I still got Canelo winning against Jermell Charlo, possibly by knockout, but a safer bet would be by decision. But I do see him pushing him to the ropes, keeping him on the ropes, banging away at his body, banging away upstairs, countering, slipping and moving, and doing a lot of things that's going to make it very, very difficult for Jermell Charlo to take off with his own offense. I'm hoping that Jermell doesn't completely shut down because of the moment, and we still see Jermell that's confident, a confident Jermell. I'd rather see a confident Jermell versus a confident Canelo than seeing just a confident Canelo kind of steamroll a Jermell Charlo who's just nervous by the situation. So I'm hoping he comes out guns blazing because he got some tricks up his sleeves as well. But I do think that Canelo being comfortable at the weight, being there for a while, basically becoming undisputed by collecting the belts at that weight. I see him dominating. Plus, of course, the skill and the experience and all these different things. I see Canelo beating Jermell Charlo in this fight. Let's see. LOL. They're gonna call us old heads. Y'all kids just don't know 2023. That was something else. That was something else. They're going to be like, come on, man. Zapata Sanchez is the best fighter in the world, Dad. Nah, no, he not. No, he not. There was this kid named Shakur, man, back at 20. Man, there was Usyk and Fury fought for the undisputed heavyweight title. Something that they do that like crazy now every year. Every year they're doing that. But back then, they didn't do it for over 20 years, more than 20 years. The last time that it happened was back in 2001 before 2023. You're going to be like, all right, whatever. Zapata Sanchez, the best fighter, and you know it, Dad. You know it because that's all. I'm 14, and that's all I know. So he's the best fighter of all time. Look at him. Look how he moves his head, man. Zapata, he's gonna beat this dude. He's gonna beat that other guy, man. He's the best. Watch, that's what we're gonna get. It's gonna be a lot of recency bias from young people while we're gonna be like, yeah, chill. We know what 2023 was looking like. We know what 2023 was looking like. Now any fathers out there that's about to give birth to a kid that they know they're gonna put in boxing, y'all got if your last name is Sanchez, y'all got to name his first name got to be Zapatos. So that way this actual talk comes to fruition in the future and some kid just start killing it. Canelo by knockout. That's crazy. That's crazy. But that is possible. That's 100% possible. Canelo looking like Danny Jacobs Canelo. Oh, okay. From the weigh-in, that's what you're talking about? Canelo looking like GG1 Canelo. How many different versions of Canelo is Canelo looking like? Caroline Dubois. Yeah. She's I think did she fight or is she fighting? I think she's fighting. She's going to fight this weekend as well. Canelo looking like he might do what he did to Austin Trout to Jermell Charlo, man. I just hope he does. I'd rather he do what he did to Austin Trout because that fight was close than he do what he did to James Kirkland. Because that fight to this day gets memed. I've seen videos of James Kirkland without they edit out Canelo and it just looked like he's getting punched by a ghost. Like they don't stop with that fight. Man, that fight was so good for Canelo's career in terms of marketing Canelo. It's not even funny, man. It's not even funny. It's up tomorrow, man. I can't wait. Man, I wish I was doing the live stream, but I can't, man. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I'm actually going over to my friend's house to watch it, so can't do the live stream. But I will be tweeting every round, letting you guys know what I think about each round. But I just can't do the live stream, man. But it sucks because I would love to just sit here, look at the chat, talk to you guys, break it down and everything. But I don't know, man. That will always be hard for me. Doing the lives here will always be hard for me for when the fights are happening because fights are it's so sacred for me. Like it's such a sacred, I sit down, I'm relaxed, I'm watching it, got my wife, my friends and family and everything. And it's just it's such a sacred thing for me to watch, for me to watch a big fight here and just talk to you guys or whatever. The sacred, the sanctity of that would just be messed up. I don't know, man. It's hard, but I know that because I do boxing live content that we're gonna have to move into that realm, and I'm gonna start taking baby steps. Right? We're probably gonna do the Shakur Stevenson fight here. But if it's a super big, massive fight, it's always got to be I don't know, man. I'm going to try my best. We doing baby steps. It's just hard, bro. It's just hard. Mans is in crazy shape. Yeah, 100%. I'm going to watch this fight in theaters. Oh, really? Oh, that's fire. That's fire. I remember I think the only fight I ever watched in theaters, just so that I could know what that experience was like, was Floyd Mayweather versus Robert the Ghost Guerrero. That's the only one that I watched in theaters, because normally I threw fight parties for Floyd Mayweather fights. Like, it was a whole fight party thrown by me, hosted by me, and I would just have like 30, 40, 50 people in like an open space where we moved all the furniture out and we put sometimes a projection screen and we watched the fight like that. But for that one fight, I was like, nah, let me see what it feels like to go to the movies and watch a fight. So I ended up going to the movies to watch Robert the Ghost Guerrero versus Floyd Mayweather. And it was if you've not watched a boxing fight in the movie theaters, bro, you have to do it. You have to do it. I know you're probably thinking it's like just going to the movies. It is not like going to the movies. It is a whole different world. If you've never tried it, at least try it once. Bro, when I tell you that it looked like a fight party, because keep in mind, you're watching a thing that's happening live in the movie theaters. This is not like a normal situation where you're watching a movie that's pre-recorded that other people already have seen and like it's been seen already. No, you're watching something that has never unfolded ever until now. Minute by second, minute by minute, as it's happening, the audience is basically like a crowd in the fight. Everyone's loud and no one's mad that everyone's loud, because it's not a movie where you're shh. No, it's everyone's hype. You got Robert Guerrero fans. You have Floyd Mayweather fans, and everybody's going crazy. Knockouts and knockdowns and all these things are like, like hits, punches, combinations. Everybody's going crazy and celebrating, jumping up and down, high-fiving each other when great moments happen, talking like, oh, he need to do this and he need to do that. And when they go to the corner, it's really a great experience. It is not what you think. It's not just you go to the movie theaters and everybody's quiet and watching it and shushing people. No, everyone's hyped because it's a live fight that you're watching in the movie screen. So if you haven't tried it, and if you could try it for this one, I highly recommend it. I bet $50 on Canelo, but KO, 2 slight easy money. Oh, by KO. Yeah. I mean, yeah, sure. I mean, the best money is to always bet on the person that is more likely going to lose, because this is boxing and anything could happen, and the plus minus is always going to be in your favor. So for whatever $50 you put on Canelo, you could triple that, quadruple that if on the off chance Jermell wins. I always tell people that if I was to say that this person is going to win and they're the betting odd, not the favorite betting odd, go for that, because the chances, even if you lose, you had such a much better chance of returning a lot of money as opposed to just getting back a little bit of money. It's always good to bet for the person that is supposed to lose, because anything, upsets happen, man. Upsets happen. I have Canelo by decision. This isn't him versus Plant. How Plant got KO'd in the ninth. I believe Charlo can survive 12 rounds. That's just me. Maybe not. We don't know. Boy, 2023, I don't even know that year. So many firsts were made, bro. So many firsts, man. We got the Crawford fight that everybody was joking. That was a meme. Oh, this will happen before the Crawford and Spence fight ever happens. Oh, this will happen. Or I'm going to be a grandma telling my kids about the fight when the fight is happening. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy, and it actually happened. I definitely don't believe in Charlo's ability to not get hit because Charlo is not really that skilled in that way, right? He's not skilled. He got good punch placement, but he's not good defensively. Defensively, he's not like the greatest. He turns out to be better at 168. We'll have to wait and see, but I don't suspect that he will. He's jumping 2 weight divisions. He's fighting at 168 for the first time ever, and he's not like the most skilled person to do that, right? Terrence Crawford, to me, is a different story. I think Terrence Crawford has enough skill that he could pull something like that off. But I don't know if Jermell Charlo has that in him. I just kind of see him getting touched up, but I think he'll be able to respond. We'll see. I just think eventually he's going to crumble. Yeah. Multimedia did a pretty good video of Alvarez versus Charlo on what their body language is saying going into the fight. Yeah, but once again, like I don't even subscribe to the body language stuff. There is something to be said about nervousness, but that's only looking at Jermell Charlo, because Canelo, there is not going to be any nervousness with Canelo because he's been here before. It's only really looking at Jermell Charlo, and I really would have to see him in the ring to make a judgment on if I feel that there's nervousness there, because sometimes you get nervous, right? This happens to a lot of fighters as well. They get nervous all the way up until the bell rings, and then all the nerves are gone, right? Like something happens where they just tunnel vision, like boom, when all the nerves are gone, and they just fight and they do their best, and there's no more fear. So I have to see it there, like in that moment. If I see him get a hit and I see this look of concern the entire time while he's fighting, then it will feel like he's still nervous while he's in the fight with Canelo Alvarez. I don't count Charlo out. I think this is going to be a great fight. I think Canelo going to knock Charlo out. Let's see. My kid's last name is going to be Stevenson. Wait, how you going to give him because you're a Stevenson. Okay. Oh, nice. I had the volume kind of low. Did you just name somebody Zapado Sanchez? Yeah. Zapado Sanchez, man. We got to say, hey, listen, if you a dad out there and your last name Sanchez and you planning to put your kid in boxing from the age of 4, name him Zapados, man. Zapado Super Sanchez. There you go, bro. That's going to be his moniker. Super. And he gonna be the next. Now I'm saying that they could come back to this clip and be like, "Yo, Boxing Fanatico has been predicting things correctly for so many years. It's been 30 years of him constantly predicting things perfectly. Something we've never seen in boxing reporting ever before. So much so that 30 years before it happened, he predicted that this fighter would become undisputed." And then they're gonna have the clip of me talking like, "Yo, Zapado Sanchez, man, with Zapado Sanchez, he gonna do it. That's gonna be 2044, and it's gonna be like, yo, that's crazy, and I'm gonna go, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna go viral on whatever new social media platform everybody's on." You know what I'm saying? Like, we gotta do that, man. Do that. If you watching, name him Zapados, man. Man, he look like James Kirkland. He's looking like James Kirkland Canelo too. Oh no, that's not good. He said he was looking like a ghost hit him, and I saw those videos. Yeah. Them videos is crazy. It's like he's just getting hit, but there's like nobody in front of him. It's like, whoa, bro. And then they put like eerie music sometimes too with the video. So like, what are y'all doing? Why y'all doing this? Like, this is boxing. Why y'all making this a horror movie? Like, stop doing that. As cool as that would be to watch a live with you, I think it's 100% fine if you want to keep that to yourself. Yeah, it's one of those things. But I am going to try to do as many fights as I possibly can. Sometimes if the fight is too big, which is almost counterproductive to the channel, right? It will make sense to do it for the biggest fights. But if the fights are too big, it becomes much harder, believe it or not, for me, because friends, family, everything, just everyone in my family loves boxing. Like my dad loves boxing, like friends they love boxing. So when there's a big fight like this, everybody want to get together and watch. So it's tough. Shout out to Showbiz. He has all his moments on stream every damn time. Oh yeah, man. Shout out to him, man. I don't know. I think he does it, and then when he's doing it, his friends and they're there with him. They're just not out on screen. Which that's wild. I don't know if I'll be able to just be with you guys, but then be with them too at the same time. I don't know. That's tough. That's tough. Bro, don't watch nothing on his own time. Bro, don't watch. Yeah. Either that or he's just watching it for you guys because he's just, he's focused on the channel, right? He's up there with his channel, so he's probably focused on the channel, and it rightfully so. Maybe if I was up there like where he is too, I might be reconsidering, right? Because there's also like the possibilities of things in the future and doing getting all of those views, siphoning that audience, and making sure you're the number one content creation channel on this platform. So if if I was in that space where he is right now, maybe I'll think about it and be like, hey, you know what, it's worth doing it this way, so that I could continue to keep pushing and growing forward. But we'll have to wait to see if when we get there. You can watch fights at the movies. Yeah, you can watch fights at the movies. It happens all the time. All the time. Yeah, bro, you can watch good fights in the movies, bro. It's lit. Yeah. And I put 50 on Canelo. We at the casino right after. My boxing movie experience was weird because of normal movie theater etiquette. We thought we had to abide by it. LOL, it was quiet. What? No way, bro. When I went to I'm telling you, when I went to Floyd versus Robert Guerrero, it was not quiet. It was lit. People were jumping up and down. People was like trash talking each other. It was lit. I don't know how you could sit there and everybody's quiet and it's a live fight. It's a live fight. So like, think about it. It's almost like a knee-jerk reaction. If I see somebody get knocked down in a super fight, I'm just gonna be like, there's no way I can see somebody get knocked down in a super fight and just be like this. Damn. Okay. Wow. He got up. Okay. Oh, he knocked the other person out. Wow. So now the other person has to get up. Oh, he's rocked now. Oh, they're both rocked. Imagine a situation like that, and you're just like, oh, wow. Ooh. There's no way I would be like, yo, oh. Like, it would be too much. I'll be losing my voice. Like, imagine a brawl. It just explodes on the fight just goes crazy. It's a back and forth, bro. Like, how do you even stay relaxed? Somebody gets knocked down. How do you even stay relaxed? I don't know, man. That's impossible. I don't know how everybody in your movie theater did that. Kudos to them. I don't know how they did it, bro. If we're to bet on Charlo, I would took a vacation next week. I would have took a vacation next week, bro. I'm telling you, man. When you bet, you gotta bet. Like, it's better to wait till like there's a point where you could bet for the guy that the betting odds have him losing, but he's probably a person that could win, so you could get a better return on your investment. I just can't be against my boy. No, I got you. It's all good. You betting with your heart, but also with your mind, because Canelo, you know what I'm saying? Canelo's Canelo. He's probably gonna do his thing. Zapdos means shoes, bro. Pass me my Zappa. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That mean he got quick feet. He gonna have quick feet. He just gotta work on his quick feet. So you call him, Zapdos, man. Zapdos. Oh, Zapdos. That makes more sense. I love Zapdos, a Pokemon. So I was like, what? Boxing Fanatico live stream is like the Simpsons episode. Exactly. That's what we're trying to do here, man. That's what we're trying to do. On bro, Zapdos, a legendary bird. Oh, word, he is. That's probably where I had it in the back of my head. We're going to watch the Shakur fight together, though. Yeah, we watching the Shakur fight here. We're going to watch it. What's been good, bro? How are you? Tony Corleone, what's going on, brother? We good here. This is episode 63 of Boxing Fanatical Live. We keep going, man. That quiet fight, yeah, that's impossible. I don't know how. Dead silence during a live super fight is bro. A live super fight, and you're just chilling, like, all right, knocked down, cool, whatever. That's. Oh look, he got up at 9, like almost got knocked out cold. Oh, what? Oh man, a brawl is breaking out. Like, whatever, it's a brawl. Relax, man. Brawl is breaking out. Calm down. Like, I can't imagine that. I can't imagine. It's like there's no way to contain yourself. Even if you're in a movie theater, you know that the thing is happening as you're watching it for the first time. It's not like you're watching an Avengers movie that was curated and made for you to watch it. This is real life, a real sport, and somebody's getting clocked, and you're just like chilling. I can't even imagine how they could do it. I can't. Now that UFC 5 is soon to release, I hope to hear some news on Fight Night. I don't know if we're going to hear news on Fight Night for a while. I think UFC 5 has to release. Then there has to be like a grace period of UFC 5. And then maybe like we won't probably hear about Fight Night until like maybe next year, this time next year. That's my assumption, but I could be wrong. But I can't imagine that they'll just so quickly pivot to talking about Fight Night and having their team work on Fight Night when they got to kind of iron out whatever is going to be broken and messed up and stuff with UFC 5. So I don't know, man. UFC 5, Fight Night, if that even is what they're going to do, right? Because they could have just been blowing up smoke, or that was never supposed to be for the public anyways. They could cancel that whole process anyways, right? So it would probably be at least, I think, a year after UFC 5 releases. But once they talk about Fight Night, I can't wait. We're going to be talking about it here. We're going to be playing it here, obviously, 100%. And we're going to be, doing our thing with boxing video games, even UFC. We're going to be playing UFC soon as well. Once it comes out. Didn't get in the beta at all. Didn't get a chance, but we're going to be talking about it when it drops and playing it when it drops. I already pre-ordered it with Fedor Emelianenko. I did the whole super pre-order or whatever, the deluxe edition to get for Fedor. No boxing games on PS4, PS5. I'm dying. I just played in a mobile game called Leather. I heard about Leather, but I don't like those management boxing games where you just manage. I like playing with the character in the fight. It was a Mayweather versus Mosley. It was Mayweather Mosley? No way. No. I do not. But Michael Davis, I don't believe you. I don't believe you, bro. There is no way that the Mayweather Mosley fight that was and I know that fight was in the movie theater, so I know that is possible. But there is no way that when Floyd got rocked in the second round and was just like wobble legs, and they hit him again and his legs nearly collapsed, and Jim Lampley is like, Mosley. And everybody's just like, he never lost. You know that, right? It looks like he could lose right now. Looks like he's about to get knocked out. Lower your voice. There's no way. Like, bro, I threw a fight party for that fight, and everyone lost their minds. They were like, bro, they were like, bro, Floyd's about to lose. Like, everyone went crazy when Mayweather got rocked, because he never, ever, even since that day and before that day, ever got rocked like that, ever, where his legs, where he was like about to collapse and pushed himself back up. He was throwing punches and Mosley wasn't even there, which showed how like lost he was. Never, ever. I've never seen that, bro. There's no way that everybody was quiet in that fight. If any of the fights, I'm over here joking about knockdowns. That's the most that somebody's supposed to be hyped about, because that's Floyd about to lose when that's his whole thing he's known for. He don't lose. That's crazy. Oh yeah, I can't wait for a new fight. Yeah, 100%. Gym management game, but you can pretty much play it like a WWE general manager mode, but you don't get to play as the boxer. That's the thing that I don't like. No way. This man was quiet. They was like, interesting. Yo, I'm telling you, bro, it's crazy. Nah, that's comedy. I'm serious. Dudes watching Mayweather get rocked and went, and just start looking around at each other, lightly clap. Where they was just like, oh, look at that, right? Well, that's something, right? Imagine he loses. That'd be crazy. Like, no, bro, no. Man, I'm telling you, dead ass, my buddy and I were the only ones saying anything. Oh, really? What, bro, what theater was this? I don't know. What state was this? Overland Park, Kansas, Town Center 20. Wow, that's amazing. That's an amazing story right there. That's a story I'm going to tell my kids when they grow up. Like, you know that Floyd Mayweather, you remember when Floyd Mayweather got rocked and we put it on YouTube? You saw how crazy that was? Yeah, nobody said nothing in the movie theater back in Kansas. Nobody said nothing, man. They were just chilling and nodding to each other from such an insane moment like that. Crazy. Man, Kansas is tripping. Yes. Anyways, we've ended the show right here. It is over, as we do 1 hour every Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern Time to 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Hit the like button, please, on your way out. Let me give you Michael Buffer real quick for the like button. Hit the like button on your way out. I can't even hear myself. There we go. One more. Hit the like button on your way out, guys. People watch these videos on video on demand. It helps grow the channel. Also, if you want to share the video, go ahead and share the video so people can watch it. We could all come together, talk about boxing. That's why this channel was made, or that's why these episodes were made. And also, hit the subscribe button because you get notified as soon as we go live. And make sure when you hit the subscribe button, you hit notification bell and all notifications. So as soon as we go live, you are informed and you can hop in right away. You don't miss any part of the live action because it ain't the same when you watch it after the fact. You still get the information, but you don't get to interact, right, the way we interact here. So make sure you hit that notification button, hit all notifications so you know exactly when we go live. And it's every day, Mondays, Wednesdays, Friday, or every day, every Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, 7 p.m. Eastern time to 8 p.m. Eastern time. So I hope you guys enjoyed the show. Enjoy the fight. I can't wait. I will be on Twitter tweeting about the fight. So you could also, down in the description box below is a link to my Twitter. Go ahead and follow me on Twitter. That way we could stay in communication, and I'll be tweeting after each round when Canelo and Charlo start their fight. I can't wait. I'm hyped. I hope you guys are hyped too. And of course, as always, we'll see you in the next one. See you on Monday, guys, and we'll talk about the fight. Of course, 100%. That's the Monday show, talking about Canelo versus Charlo. Peace out.